Hello, everybody. My name is Clearwater Julie. Clearwater Chad can't be here yet, but he's on his way. So I'm just, covering his bases for a little while, just till he gets here. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we already have a couple people who are already chatting, So I'm thinking like, oh, let's just keep talking like in front of people now. Maybe we can keep this conversation. I was chatting with the wonderful Marcus in Theta. Hello, good sir.
Hi,
And
I'm
we also
here.
have Pete.
Welcome.
Friends with Pete, friends with me.
Oh, don't get that song stuck in my head
I
again.
love that song. Re.
Juliana, I don't know if you're familiar with that song. That song's
Mm-mm.
by the Rentals.
The Reynolds.
I am
Um,
not.
the
I'll link it to you
lead
later.
singer,
It's a fun
the lead
little song.
singer head came from Weezer. I know you're probably familiar with
Okay.
Weezer.
Yeah, sort of a little.
Yeah, great band, great band.
We
And
have.
sorry, one more fun fact: the keyboardist of that band is actually the Congresswoman of Illinois. I don't know if you knew that, Marcus.
I probably no, I didn't know that specifically, but there were a couple of people auditioned for the keyboard player part for the Reynolds, and Patty Wisenhunt also was up for it, and she didn't want it, and she's like, "I don't know how to play this."
The other famous actress was in the band also. She was on SNL. What is her name? It'll come to me. Sorry, Juliana. We're going through our
No,
rental
you're
phase.
good. You're good. I just wanted to say hello to people that are already here. We have
Let's
Bat
do it.
Goat, who
There you
said
go.
Chad and the gang. Yeah, except the Godfather is missing, but not for much longer, hopefully. Cool and the Gang tribute. So we're talking about music, so that's fitting.
It is. They just played in on the West Bank, and I missed it. I did not go.
Cool and the
Um,
Gang.
Cool and the Gang played
Yeah,
last weekend.
so
Not
you missed it
not this past weekend, but the weekend before.
before. Okay. We have I just read something ahead. Claire, who unfortunately said she won't be sharing the screen with us tonight because she's super tired and taking time for an early night in the UK. Good evening, Claire.
Oh,
Get some rest.
it's needed.
Joe is in the
All good.
chat. She says hi to each one of us
I saw
individually.
that. Hey
Hello, Joe.
Joe, where you going with that loot
Hey,
in your hand?
Joe, you let me down.
Sorry,
Anhata
ood.
in the house. Ood, yeah. 65, 60 degrees and cloudy, windy, with showers in Clearwater, Washington. Hey, Dawn.
Hey Don, I got myself on mute because I was bothering people diddling.
No, you were not on mute. You could hear you. Not bothering, but you could hear you.
No. I see. I reached up to mute and unmute over here.
But I could hear you playing.
You could hear me playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Hi, Superstorm Day.
You can hear that?
Marcus, we can hear it.
Oh, I think I know why. Yeah. Okay.
I think I know why too. They made these instruments so you could hear, so other people can hear them. I think that's why.
Yeah.
It's because Marcos uses OBS, so it's all different.
Okay. Yeah. That's both are true.
He's been learning lots of different things with his simul streams and streaming, and we can't hear the people that are streaming with him. That was fun.
Always learning. I mean, I've done broadcasts since 2006. Terrestrial broadcast. No, I've never done anything like this though. I never had the equipment to be able to do it. But now I do. So
Beachcomber says, "Get
it's
down
now.
on it."
I mean, they have so many hits. Like I didn't go see them, and now I regret it. Like celebrate good time. Come on. Da-na-na-na. They have a horn section and shit, and they're blasting. We're gonna have a good time tonight. I mean,
You know what that song reminds me of?
which one? Get down on it or
No,
celebrate?
So
Because
celebrate.
they could both of those things make me think of different things.
No, it makes me think of Friends
Friend.
when Ross learned how to play the bagpipe to play that song at the wedding.
Oh my God! See,
I
I
don't know if you
never
guys.
watched Friends.
That's funny.
Juliana, your first language is in English, is it?
No.
And you know what I heard, and this is, and correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people that are from other countries, or their first language is in English. They learn English through Friends,
A
watching
lot of
Friends.
people. A
It's
lot of
true,
people.
right?
From
I
my
thought that was true.
generation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was not only from watching Friends, like we have English classes and everything, but it's just because Friends was so popular when I was a teenager, when I was studying English. That's it's one of the things that everybody watches. A lot of
Right.
teachers that worked with me are big Friends fans, and yeah.
I've heard it was recommended too, like to learn English because it's a lot of
To learn.
small talk bullshit. You know.
I can imagine walking into a class and be like, the name of this class is The Time That Ross Went to.
The one.
Yeah, the one. The one. The one where we learned what a predicate is.
Yeah, that's close. No, it's just because it's funny because we all have all
English is
like
crazy.
I was no, I usually I would tell some students something like, oh, I grew up, because that was true from my generation. So the next generation of people, I don't know what they're learning from, probably something completely different. But it's funny because I have told students before things like, oh, so lots of people we learn watching Friends. So basically we know a lot of slang from the 90s. So we're all stuck in time,
Oh
We
my
speak
God.
very outdated
That's
English.
funny because my German friend,
Far out, man.
whose name is Marcus, also does do the cheesy stuff from the '90s, like the Surfer Dude stuff, and the that's
Because
funny.
when
I
that's the
never
reference
realized.
you have, because
Yeah.
language is contact. So if the contact you have in the language is through a show
Mhm.
from the 90s or from whenever,
Mhm.
if you watch that over and over and over again, you internalize those things, and
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
It could be a lot worse of a show to learn from. You could learn from Cops or something.
Law and Order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I
Cops.
watched a lot of Law and Order too. I
Imagine
have watched a lot of Law
learning
and Order too.
Cops. What's your problem, man? I learned to speak English watching Cops.
I don't got
Get off
nothing on
me,
me.
man! Don't touch me. I didn't do nothing.
Julian, how come you keep saying I got nothing on me?
What? What? I don't know. No, I don't know.
I got
Oh,
nothing on
okay,
me,
I've got
man.
nothing on
Now
me
you get
from
it?
drugs and stuff. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
that's not my
later on.
reference.
Flying
Like,
high.
no, I got it. I got it now. I got it now.
I didn't hit her. I
Dun,
didn't hit her.
dun, 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 dun.
Why are you
yeah.
saying I didn't hit her? I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Okay, fun fact. I once was teaching a class that was it has a theme that was all like law enforcement vocabulary or something like that. And the method of the school was like you have to read this list of words and say their translation, and then you have to create sentences and whatnot, lots of things. But I remember the first time I taught that class was like I was very familiar with all of it, and it felt like I was in a Law and Order episode. It was very specific. I was like, "Oh yeah, I've learned all of this watching Law and Order."
Bum, bum.
I always wanted to do like a mock trial or one of those things. Did you guys have that in your school? Mock trial team? Am I
Who, me?
speaking crazy? Yeah. Anyone. Mock trial. It's where you
No, I know what they
basically,
are, but no.
I've done
Yeah.
one in a student council thing. I mean, it wasn't. I guess it was mock, but it
Yeah.
was for college student council.
They take it serious there.
Oh yeah, very serious, very serious. I was like, what? Like, I need to study and stuff, but like, okay, we'll do this for 2 hours. Forget what that was about. Oh, Thomas Lane, who was a law professor for 1 year at McNeese State University, put that together with the student council and with the student government. And so it was a mock trial for, I think it was a made up deal, and just to show how a trial goes.
Every once in a while, I'll get into a show like really bad. Like currently, it's First
Moot
48,
court.
and
Yeah,
and
moot court.
I want to be a homicide detective really bad. I think that would have been my calling.
Really?
I don't know. Any of you guys watch First 48? Great show.
First 48 is fucking killer, man.
Amazing. All those murder shows, and I don't know.
Well, just the
Very
people
dark.
involved in I don't know if it's dark so much as it's like the people that have to respond to this stuff. You know, time is it's sensitive. Like the
Yeah.
first 48, I think of when I think of where are my kids? My kids are gone. First 48 hours is absolute. That's when you're forking over money to private investigators, talking to police officers, filing reports. And then the last 24 hours, 72 hours is like just biting your nails. And while everyone's like doing these people are doing, like people like Poe on the go who, who've worked in law enforcement. My brother's worked in law enforcement. They really, the, I, the ones that I know, my family and the people that I see like Poe, they put their heart, their job requires them to put their heart into their work. And so to me, it's a little understandable that they get sometimes emotional and people can get in trouble on their jobs just like everywhere else. And this, in a situation where you're dealing with domestic violence or people hurting each other, you have to get in between and make, these immediate snap decisions.
Right.
Something can happen. You might see someone hurting a child, and that may be very difficult to restrain yourself from doing something worse. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to arrest the guy. I do this thing with some gaming buddies of mine called Ready or Not, and it's a tactical realism simulation for SWAT type stuff. And I asked Poe if he would do an after action report with me on it, just because I think it would be fun to go back and see how we're violating people's rights. Because indeed, like if someone's shooting at me and my buddies in the game, like it may be someone who was a suspect, but was not, legally, we couldn't do anything. And sometimes people are like suspects that could be violent that are working with criminals, like say at a bank or a post office or something like that. And you have to make these quick snap judgment calls, and then you get graded on it. I don't know why I went off on that rant tangent, but
I just think taking home taking home your work with you. You know what I mean? You got to separate work and your home life. And
the first 48, you should start talking about the first 48, and so that's hardcore. They put your whole heart into, like, especially when there's children missing. The whole force mobilizes when there's kids involved usually.
Oh yeah.
And
the volunteers come out.
Absolutely, the volunteers. Yep. Same with firefighting. First whatever. Like some fires last a long time. And some of the fires down here at the industrial petrochemical, industry complex, they'll rage for. I mean, they know there's a fire going on. In fact, they constantly burn these massive fires to keep, big fires from breaking out that could, be very large.
I actually live within a mile of a chlorine distribution factory. And you want to talk about this is so dark, but you want to talk about scary. If there was ever some sort of
chlorine leak,
someone with
gas,
or someone with a bad intention. I mean, that to have that so close to my area is just is frightening. And it's not something that's advertised when, people are moving here like crazy from the city.
Hell no.
That's not something that's advertised. And just to know that you're in that proximity. And what brought that to my mind was that whole, I think it was Idaho, that train derailing. It can happen anywhere. And
sure.
geez.
Yeah, and that was explosive too. So some of the stuff they carry on the railways is absolutely nuts. Like however they measure it, the gram, like per 1 gram is equal to however much explosive or flammable potential. And some of the stuff they move, like they move boric acid, they move potassium permanganate, they move, which is a relatively inert thing, but they move this other potassium chloride. I think is what it's called. And that stuff is incredibly sensitive to static electricity. And they ship it by the 55-gallon drums. And they used to ship it in metal drums. So it's like, dude, you got enough. It was like the equivalent of 10 times the length of the trains, all the cars full of TNT.
Well, let's lighten the mood, Juliana. Let's
I have
keep
some.
us updated.
I have
Where's
some comments.
Chad? Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have
Let's
some
hear
comments and I have some things here that I'd like to bring up. First, our dear friend Cindy, Sinfully Good.
Oh,
Seneca.
hey.
What do I call her? I don't know.
I call her Sin.
Chef Sin says, I so wish I could be there, but I seriously can't wear a shirt. My back issue
okay. It's
is
New Orleans.
really acting up. I'm sorry to hear that, Sin. I hope you get well soon. Somehow, I don't think y'all would appreciate the topless.
Oh no,
chef.
that would
not
be
sure
very
about that.
appreciated here in New Orleans. A topless chef. Any day of the year, really. I mean,
This
doesn't
channel
matter.
this channel is PG-13, I believe. Chad told me keep it PG-13. So
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
what did I
we're
say?
adhering
That
to that.
wasn't.
when Chad gets
the
here, then he
topless chef.
can decide. That's
I've
his
said
channel,
fuck already.
No, I'm just saying having the topless chef on air might not fly with YouTube standards.
Oh, right, YouTube. Yeah. But here in New Orleans, okay. Like, in fact, better than okay. That means you're enjoying yourself. C'est le bon temps roulé.
I'd throw her a beat or two.
And that's
So-
yeah. Mhm.
A couple people also asked again, where's Chad? So I said this early, but of course, people are going to be coming and going. So I'll repeat this as many times as necessary. Chad has been getting busy with his life back on track, like me. Like I'm not around so much anymore. So the schedule, the time that the pre-show starts, sometimes it's a little bit rushed for him. So he asked if I could help starting the show till he gets here.
And
So
you're a great help.
if you see me, I'm Clearwater Julie as a stand-in for Clearwater Chad till he gets here. Then I'm just myself again.
Oh, you know what I thought was funny was the pre-show to no show,
Yes, I saw that.
and he's not here.
I'm
He's
guessing
not here.
See that
it's a
Clearwater
double
Chad's
entendre.
pre-show show with no Chad.
Yeah, it's a double entendre. There's no
He might-
show, and he
Well, that's
he
what I'm
actually
saying.
no
He's so meta. He might be doing this shit on purpose,
Right? You never
and then
know.
show up
With
as
Chad, you
like
never
Griff
know.
or something like playing floozy fake.
the hugest calzone like hanging out of his mouth. Oh god, can't
Oh
wait.
boy, it's funny.
I
It's
love
funny.
it. I love the characters.
There's
Yeah, 'cause
Rev
the
Girl
whole
in
thing
the
with the-
chat.
Rev
Hey,
Girl.
Love Rev Girl. I've been watching her solo videos.
Hi.
She's got a lot to say and a lot of great stuff to say.
She does.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, we have Kirsten Disney.
A
Hi,
lot of new
Kirsten.
faces. And a lot
Joe
of new
says-
faces.
I've seen her.
Go ahead.
Joe says, sorry, the name The Naked Chef's already taken. So there you go.
Oh.
I gotta
Batgo says,
find
I'm the PB&J chef, can cook.
PB&J.
Well, that's
You
okay.
should have saw my dinner. It was a hot dog. That's the extent of my cooking.
I do quite a bit of cooking, but sometimes goes and I'll normally I cook.
Claire
I
hanging it
say
up.
that and
Claire's
have cooked in
leaving
like
for
4
the night.
days.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, what? You do what? I'm sorry.
I cook, but sometimes after a few nights of cooking, like 4 or 5 nights of cooking, I'll be like, just do something quick and easy.
Something easy, yeah.
Yeah, but I do cook pretty regular. I like cooking.
Batgo says, I can do hot dogs too. And
All
Japan
right.
Green Gable says, I hate hot dogs
as
as
a
a
concept.
concept.
I
I'm
want
not quite sure what that means.
That's a good point, because if you ever knew what was in an actual hot dog,
Okay.
you
That
would
makes sense.
probably never eat
I
them
mean,
again.
same with chicken McNuggets, but
That's because you've never seen a Brazilian hot dog.
Mechanically separated
that
chicken, I
sounds
think, is
delicious.
one of the ingredients in a chicken nugget. I mean, imagine that.
it's ground up chicken assholes. That's literally what it is. Chicken
Yes.
nuggets.
Do you
That's
guys
what
want to
it-
see something crazy?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do. Yes, I like crazy shit. I'm crazy.
I have something crazy and I have something cool to share.
Okay,
So let's share the crazy first.
I'm cool too.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Oh, these are okay. Brazilian
That's
hot
Brazilian
dogs.
hot dog.
Oh,
You
Oh,
put all kinds of crap you want in it. So yeah,
whatever.
they usually. Yep.
well, at some point, a
Yeah.
hot dog stops being a hot dog with all this kind of
We
stuff.
call them hot dogs here. We still
Yeah.
call them hot dogs here.
Yeah.
And before we there's one person waiting
We got someone in the
backstage. I want to
green room.
bring in, but
Uh-oh.
yeah, in the green room. But I wanted to share something before that. I want to share this with the entire community. That Apostate Alex really
Oh,
released
he's
a video 24
alive.
minutes ago saying I'm okay. So he's alive. He's fine. Everybody, relax,
there
breathe. You
a
can go
concern?
watch his video
I
later.
was hanging on bated breath.
Yeah. He had
Boy.
a. You see this stream here? He had a stream with Amy
Oh yeah.
yesterday, and
Mhm.
he didn't show.
Right.
Um,
Speaking
and
of-
then nobody could talk to him. Nobody could get a hold of him. So a lot of
Mm.
people were worried about him, trying to talk to him. And then apparently there was like a power outage or I don't know, internet outage or something in the UK.
Yeah.
But Kelly Copter was online earlier and she was fine and she couldn't get a hold of him either. But he has a 17-minute long video that you guys can watch later. But he's okay.
I had a stream with
later.
Michelle
I
yesterday,
gotta know.
and no one could
That
get
it
in
didn't
touch
show?
with me. And then I didn't show up to it. Nobody cared. I mean, I don't
Well,
get
that's
a
probably
video. I
because you
don't get
were.
anything.
That's probably because you were in the chat in Doug's stream right after that.
I fell asleep.
Just saying. Just saying.
I know. I just want to bust Michelle's.
I was
bees.
watching. I was waiting for you. Like, where's Pete? Where's Pete?
He was sleeping on the couch.
Oh boy, that happens.
And it's
We have-
Joe.
We have Joe here, but we don't really have Joe. We have a black screen and a muted microphone, but I'll leave it there because it's Joe.
Shay.
Hi, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm just sorting out my microphone.
Hi, it's good to hear your voice, Joe.
Step one.
Welcome.
You can take me off screen in the meantime if you like. I'm just sorting out.
I don't mind. You can stay
I
there.
started
It's up to
digging the
you.
black
Unless,
screen. I don't know.
unless you want me to remove you. Looks cute with the four of us. Like, woo.
Can I give a quick shout out or a promo for a video coming up, Juliana?
Absolutely.
Chad and I will be making a quick video, I think this evening, about how to join the Discord server. Everywhere, from download to installation to joining the channel. Just for anyone who has heard about Discord and is interested and has no idea how to get there. Chad and I will be walking you through it in a quick short video, and that's coming up later this evening. So just
Cool,
wanted to bring
thank
that
you.
out there. Yep.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Very,
be helpful.
very. Discord can be scary. Hey, there she is. Can be scary.
Why?
Hey, Joe.
It's not.
Are you just scared of technology?
No, I'm just saying it can be scary because it's different. Because I am not scared of technology, but Discord has a lot of functions, a lot of things that you can do with it. It doesn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to. You don't have
Intimidating
to
at
use all of
first.
that. You can just
It
use
does
the basics.
now.
Sure.
It does
Oh well,
now.
I don't know. don't
I
know
think
about
we're
that.
almost pushing 500 users, which is pretty damn good if you ask me. And
Hi,
I think
Jenny.
you hit that 500 threshold and you get publicly listed, and who knows
On
from
Discord?
there.
Are you
Yeah,
running? Are
you hit
you an
500 or
admin on
something.
the SPTV Discord? Is that?
I
what it
I
is?
am. I am.
Okay.
By some sort of fluke. I was supposed to help.
Yeah,
Michelle
they
out.
made. Boy, they screwed up.
Did they screw it up there? I've done nothing as admin. I mean, the
That's
community
actually
moderates itself.
perfect. If the server's done right, you don't have to.
Yeah.
In my
Everyone's-
opinion.
Yeah, everyone's been good, except I had to
No?
mute Juliana a couple times. It was it, but
There you are, Joe.
I think she's trying to get her microphones. I think she has either microphone or camera. I don't know how.
She's
exactly.
at the Blair Witch house.
She's playing.
Oh,
Japena Green Gable says, Pete, it was very much noticed you didn't show up and we were concerned.
Oh, all right. He's pretending he cares. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna go
man.
grab some H2O. HTO.
Okay. What is this is not the SPTV. Discord can be a lot of fun.
It can.
It can also have a lot of drama. That is true. But I think
Hey.
it depends on the community, like that's
It's the nature
have
of the beast.
moderators for that too. Yeah. The thing about Discord is because you can be semi-anonymous, so people can join communities, like especially big communities, just to cause trouble. I know that
Right,
that
right.
happens in some Discord communities, but
And knock on wood, that hasn't happened yet. And also, you can shift the conversation in sort of different channels if it gets off topic. So
I'm
No,
sorry, just
you.
Rev Girl Sessions backstage for the link Chad sent me. Rev
that's
Girl, would you send me a message on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger, and I'll send you the link there, because it's probably not the right link. Okay, this is scary now. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
I can hear you now.
good.
Yeah, cool.
Japan says, I'm scared of technology. There's an app called Replica that claims it will be your girlfriend.
That's crazy.
is
I was
scary.
dating Replica last week. I mean,
Oh yeah, Replica. Yeah,
well,
sure.
babe, total babe.
Total babe. Really sweet too.
Yeah.
Very supportive.
Boy. Let me work on getting this link to Rev Girl. How are you, Joe?
It's a Chat GPT mod that you don't ever have to buy flowers.
Oh, it is a ChatGPT mod, Replica?
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
No, it's actually a paid service.
It
Used to be free.
See, no girlfriends are free.
People are paying for this?
Oh yes.
Apparently.
Oh yeah.
What a bunch
What-
of monks.
What they're paying for is to unlock sexy talk.
Okay.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Jeez.
Sin says Betch is not a topless chef, though.
Oh, see,
Mm-hmm.
it's a win. It's one
See,
for
I knew she
Cynthia
fit in New Orleans. She's from Texas. She's close enough to the border. Yeah. Let it
Juliana,
all
you
hang
cook
out.
much? You didn't speak much about your cooking.
Who's
To
cooking?
answer your question, Juliana,
Yes.
Do you cook much?
Let me hear from Joe. Oh, if you're asking me about cooking, I want to hear from Joe.
sou cansado, mas bem. There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Okay,
Então, obrigada, Joe.
de nada.
Oh, it's
So,
a different language.
cocina.
Yeah, I asked her how she was doing. She said she's tired,
Oh.
but she's fine. But she spoke Portuguese. Pete,
Very
did you ask
nice.
me about cooking? I don't cook.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about cooking before. I was just wondering.
Oh, I don't cook. No.
Oh, you don't cook.
No.
It's not
No,
true. She cooks the best feijoada you've ever
Not
had.
true. I can eat feijoada, but no. I can cook rice. I can cook white rice. I can cook pasta. That's it. If I'm home alone, I'll have pasta and eggs. That's it.
Two
I don't
water-based,
like cooking.
water and heat-based items.
Easy. Hey, Rev Girl.
Something.
Hello.
There she is.
Welcome.
Como
So this
ça va?
link worked.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're
Yes, we
like a
can.
fly up on the ceiling.
Rev
Oh.
Girl, I was just speaking
You look
about you and how
cold.
much I like your videos. You're doing a really great job on YouTube so far. I really enjoy them.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a lot of stories to tell.
I'm having challenges trying to do lives and things, but I like to do those little collages, little shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, pretty damn good at them.
It's easier to digest. I wish I was better at that. I just tend to go on and on and on and on.
Yeah, I use a program called CapCut. It's an app you can download, and the templates are pretty easy.
Yeah. I have all kind of stuff. I have AIs that'll chop stuff up for me. But the thing is that what I end up talking about, it looks for the relevant points, but to make a smaller clip, even the small clips end up being 2 minutes long or whatever. And it does a poor job of trying to figure out like what is this human saying, to make a relevant clip. So
Yeah, I used IA once, and it got pretty weird. So
you use
Yeah,
art.
that needs a little more assistance.
I still use a lot of other AI. I just don't use the editing as much, and I have so much editing to do on footage that I've been shirking my responsibilities because it's just too damn much. It's like when you have so much on your desk that like you can't confront it, so to speak. It's like
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with editing. I have so much to do that I just can't even start. Paralysis. There you go.
I saw that comment you put up, Juliana. Apparently, Witness knows where Chad is. So he said hi to
Wait.
Chad.
Yeah, she said hi, Chad, and I waved.
No, I'm just saying.
Instead of
Chad's not here yet, so I figured
I know,
maybe he
but
sees something I don't.
no, I just waved instead of Chad.
In lieu
I
of
think it's
Chad.
because in lieu of Chad. Yeah.
Yes, gotcha.
What kind of keyboard is that in the background, dude?
Eyewitness.
Whose keyboard?
In the hell is that? A headstock for an oud?
Ooh,
Is that an old ass headstock or what?
that's beautiful.
Please tell me yes. Oh my goodness. That is a treasure.
Deputy? CNews deputy?
So this is an instrument from either Tibet or Nepal.
Yeah.
It's either a Nepalese Tungana or a Tibetan Dranyen. I think probably the Nepalese one because of the body shape. And I'm going to be talking about this and gargoyles and stuff soon on my channel. So there's a little,
Awesome.
There we go. There's a little teaser.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It looks better in
Gargoyles.
proper lighting.
I bet
But there
that
we
thing
go.
looks wicked. That
You're
is
gonna tell us
wicked AF.
who?
I would love to play something on that.
Sorry, it's
Yeah.
not tuned.
Yeah, it's old. It needs some lovin's. That is awesome. Sorry, I salivate when I see stuff like this. That's why I was asking Pete about the keyboard. This is music stuff. I mean,
Yeah, you said, was that me you were asking about a keyboard? I don't have any keyboard near me.
what? Right
Yeah.
behind you? I see
Yeah.
white keys. I see black keys. I see sharp.
I think it's a
Computer.
computer. It's a Mac Pro.
Oh, see, I saw. See, that's how my brain thinks. It's just
Is it
like
a Mac
white,
Pro?
black, white.
No,
black.
that's a regular computer I built. And
Oh.
the little
'Cause
light
it
there
looks
is
like-
water cooling.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Is that the NZXT Kraken?
No, it is a Cooler Master something.
I got
Case. Yeah.
No, Joe has
the
something else that
cooler.
looks old there. I don't know.
The water cooler. What is the water cooler? It's a Cooler Master as well.
Yeah, it's a AIO
Okay.
all in one water cooler there.
Hell yeah.
Dual pump.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Guys, so apparently you have to pay $100 a year to get the AI to talk dirty to you.
Oh, really?
And I have
Just about to sign up.
someone very special in the background.
Okay.
Drum roll, please.
There he is!
Hey.
Oh.
Clearwater Chat in the house.
How's
Wait,
everyone
chat-
doing?
Chad, your mic's off.
Pre-show.
Yeah,
to the
don't
no
try
No,
show.
it
that again,
isn't. No, it isn't.
He got me the other day.
Yeah, it did.
Okay,
Jeez.
so I can remove this now because Chad's here. I can just be myself again.
Okay. Switch
Hey, everyone.
valences, as they
Wow, we got a
say.
full house.
Loving
Come
it.
on. Where were you, man?
I had a doctor's appointment.
Ah, sweet.
Julie was nice enough
love
to
those.
get us going.
Living life, like,
Mm.
taking care of stuff.
She held
I
down
know,
her
hey-
work great.
I hate when I have real stuff to do, don't you guys?
Yes.
Right.
Right?
I
Gets in the
generally hate
way.
stuff.
You know, last time I had a doctor's appointment, I did it right through Zoom. It was great. Did you
I
have
do-
to?
Yeah.
Did you have to physically go in there, Chad? Or
I had to
what?
go in, yeah.
Oh man. Well,
It was only 5 minutes away, but still had to go, and it's all good. Hey, Beck, go.
doctors in court—they've all moved to Zoom, and I'm a fan.
Yeah,
Well, it depends on what kind of doctor you're going to. If you need to be physically examined, it's not possible.
Sure.
But if you're
yeah.
just like talking about symptoms, because that started a lot, at least here, like during
COVID.
the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like instead of going to a place and risking, getting other people or getting contaminated or getting other people, so you could just, oh, just this symptom, that symptom.
Right. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of infrastructure stuff still to do here to make that, like, it wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't a whole lot of lag here locally with the governments and it had to essentially like legalize that. But they hurriedly did that because medical and legal consultation over transmitted optical fiber wasn't a thing that was written down on paper yet, or at least not
Chad, was
fully.
that you?
I always forget to unselect from all, so it
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, why
Hi,
am I saying
Julie.
hi, everyone?
I fixed it now, but yeah.
Okay. I'm like, why am I saying hi, everyone? I'm not.
Is that a comfy chair, Rev Girl?
Yeah, pretty comfortable. Why?
Well, I've sat in one similar gaming chair thing at a studio, and I only sat in it for about 20-30 minutes. But I thought, I don't know if I could sit here for 3 or 4 hours.
You know that's purposeful. There are
It's
some,
hand me
Go ahead,
down.
Rep.
What?
I said, go ahead. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
cutting off.
It's a hand me down from my son.
Well, that's a nice hand-me-down.
To buy furniture, I just,
Oh,
wait,
nice.
gives me something.
Well, that's a nice piece, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Like I was thinking maybe I could sit in this chair for several hours and, not have my legs go numb or my butt go numb.
Yeah, I don't know how long I could sit here, but it's not too bad as far as chairs go. I've had work chairs that were worse. So.
Yeah. Oh God, Cynthia's chair. She got me a chair. I wish she'd get herself a chair because her back has been hurting. She leans forward and she does a lot of processing of, writs and stuff. It's funny. She processes a lot of writs of garnishment, which the abbreviation is. No one's gonna say it. Okay.
Rig?
I'm sorry.
Writ
I-
of garnishment. WOG.
Wog.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay, that
That's
requires
right.
thinking. I'm
The
not
W is silent.
all that kind of thinking and stuff. Come on.
Yeah,
I'll tell
I'm
you-
very much against it. I'm very much against it.
I'll tell you, in
Thinking.
doing research, my buddy, he had opened a bar, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's chairs that are designed, and they're called 30-minute chairs, hour chairs, etc.
Yeah.
And you buy hour chairs for bars, essentially to have people. They get uncomfortable
turnover.
They get uncomfortable. Yeah, they get uncomfortable after about an hour.
Right.
Essentially, for the bar owner to get people to turn over those chairs. So there's a
Bingo.
whole science to really how they design chairs and how
Casinos.
comfortable they are.
Yeah. I had a red recliner in here for years that I put on casters. But the problem with that is that it's the perfect chair, comfortable. I'm never uncomfortable in it. But when I recline, I can't reach. If I had arms that were like 2-3 feet longer, that would be perfect.
Or if they just extended.
Or
that
what?
If they just extended at will.
Yeah, like the guy from Street Fighter.
Or like an incredible
Oh, good.
Yeah.
wife that
I did have, I tried to make it work. I'd got one of those little roller, another thing that was on casters, and it had 2 swivel desks. And I put that underneath where the footrest comes out on the recliner. And then I pulled that in so that I had a little, keyboard tray, mouse thing, and then this thing right here that I use to control things. And that worked until I got this. This is a desk. There's no getting around it. There's no getting around it unless I stood it up flat and had monitors. Like I could do all kind of weird configurations, and I've seen all manner of strange broadcast and studio configurations, but I don't know if I want to go extreme with it.
I love your setup though, Marcus.
I do too. I love it.
Yeah, it does look official.
Now,
That's my dream
those
chair.
are those the
Comfortable.
Sertas? Are those the Sertas? Because I've sat in one like that, and those are amazing.
Wow.
This is the Herman Miller Aeron chair.
Oh, those.
They're
All right.
insanely-
Don't show the price. Let's guess.
They're insanely expensive.
Yes, let's
But
take a guess.
Probably about $800.
No, Chad. 1,200.
Oh, okay. Wow.
What do you know? What do you? Price is Right rules. Close without going over.
Well,
Legal
that's
guess.
I don't know where to find the price because I know how to find the price here.
Well, you
You'd
go
have
to
to
buy
Google it
now.
there.
Buy
I don't
now.
have buy now. They have find a showroom.
Top right.
I'm going 1,200.
Where? Oh, here.
Red.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, I see it's in Portuguese,
What
so
do
it,
Okay.
it has the price in
we need
reais, which is
conversion.
Nobody can.
yeah, you'd have to
understand that.
convert, but it doesn't necessarily work like that because the market is different. You know, it's crazy
Well,
expensive
doesn't
here,
work
so
like
I imagine it's. I would
Yeah.
say
Someone in the
if
chat
one of you
could do the
guys can
conversion.
go to the, it's not only converting because it's a different. It's still gonna be very expensive, but you know anybody who has a chance to try one of these chairs, this is the most comfortable chair.
I mean, I
ever.
You
need
sat in
one.
one?
No,
You sat in one,
no
Juliana?
question.
I
I
have.
sit on my ass all the time in studios. That's all I freaking do. I need one.
I have a friend who
Like a
works for
car.
a company in the U.S. And when he started, they don't do that anymore. But when well, they do stuff. But when he started, they would give him that chair, a desk, a computer, everything for him to work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and he has that chair, and that's why I have sat on it, and I fell in love with that chair. But it's
Mhm.
insanely expensive, and nowadays not even the companies
Your
giving
ass
that
is
chair
worth it,
anymore.
though,
Now they give
Juliana.
like.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, because he works from home, so he sits at the computer
Yeah.
all day.
You'll
No,
get
but seriously,
hemorrhoids.
here it's too much. Here it's like
Companies are giving
need
anything
preparation
to get
H.
people back in now.
That's what they should do. They should hand out Preparation H with all the shitty chairs that they sell at Office Depot. It should come with like a free box.
What a selling point. Here's Preparation H for the chair we just
You're
told
gonna
you.
need it because your
Yeah.
ass is gonna hurt. I'm sorry.
No, but
Julian.
honestly, companies
I
are
just
doing
crashed.
companies are doing whatever they can to get people back in the office these days because everyone is. Once people start
Hey
working
man,
from home,
have you
it's-
gone back to work yet? Yeah, man. They're giving away all this Preparation H. How can I
Yeah.
refuse?
But this friend of mine, he was working. He has always worked home office. You know, he's always
Yeah.
worked from home even before the pandemic. So that was already his job. He
Wait,
lives in
so they sent-
Brazil. He lives
They
in
sent
Brazil.
the
His
Herman
company's in
Miller
the
to
US.
his house.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. That's how I sat on it.
he's got. I thought maybe you went
That's
to his
how
office.
you
That's
sat
the
on it.
job. Oh, he's
No,
got
no,
the
no.
job.
They actually gave him the chair. They gave him the chair, the desk, a nice desk, and either a computer or a monthly amount of
Stipend.
money so that he could pay for a. No, no. They either pay for your home office set up, or they give you a monthly amount of money for you to pay for
Build your own.
a co-work place
Yeah.
Right.
if you want to
Like a
get out of the
WeWork
house
or
and go to.
something.
Yeah,
Sure. Jeez.
Interesting.
Yeah. it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. There's
So Clearwater. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say there's few companies that offer like nice options like that here. Cynthia works
awesome.
for one of them, but there are few. You know, the small businesses can't offer a whole lot of really good
No.
services, and the big corporations that they just don't.
No, he works for a big American company.
Yeah. Well,
It's
great.
only he works from Brazil. He was first from Brazil.
It is not disheartening to hear that. That's good to know that there's more than a couple of companies giving people options in terms of that.
I don't know.
So,
if there are
Chad,
any in
how was your
Brazil.
day, bud? How was your day?
Chad has a
really good.
question.
Thanks. Just getting things done.
Oh, he's got a question. Oh, how does everyone feel about Marty's new proposed gasoline tax?
50 cents in Florida? Sure.
Well, it went up to $1 because everyone was complaining. So now we put it to $1, $1 a gallon.
Are you kidding me?
I
Is
know.
that cheap down there?
There's no
And they're
limit with
bitching.
this guy.
And they bitching. Like, you know, Louisiana could be the what is it? The big oil place in the other Gulf on the planet. The Persian Gulf. In the Persian Gulf, there's a big city there. They have all kind of crazy stuff. Everyone gets
Dubai?
check. Dubai, thank you. Louisiana could be the Dubai of America. Seriously, not even kidding. Could have been. Maybe still could be. But
they look vastly different.
Oh yeah, we don't. Our roads suck. Our laws suck. We still have Napoleonic Code. There's all kind of weird stuff that happens because of that. And that's why one of the most corrupt states in the union, because they take advantage of the Napoleonic Code. Yeah, oil.
Good call, Cindy.
Everyone has a soundboard attached to their computer. What's that for? What did I do? Don't be hating on me, man. This was given to me. This was given to me when I was homeless. I was carrying this shit around in a plastic bag. I'm not even joking. I was a big ass plastic bag, humping it up the stairs to Ashley. I was home. I was vagrant. There was a period I was homeless, but this was one of the. This will give you an idea of what my state of mind. I'm a true sound engineer. Okay, I'm not going to leave. This thing was not going to a good home. It was going to be just sitting in a box at someone's house. And that's exactly what the guy who gave it to me said. He said, I will never learn how to use this. You can have it. And I'm like, but I don't have a place to live. I don't have a place for it. He's like, well, it's yours if you want it. I took it. We bagged it up, put silica gel in it. Hadn't seen any use until the pandemic. Then I started actually using it for recording. Now I've got it set up for broadcasting. And it will benefit you, Cynthia. And it doesn't have a name yet. Actually, it does have a name. The trash can, which is it's called a Tascam DM3200. This thing, trash can, will be useful to you.
I gotta find someone with a Herman Miller they don't use. That's a ticket right there.
Totally, man.
Oh man, give me one. Give me one. Stephen Britton says his gels are set up. So there you go. While we're talking about it.
Hell
It
yeah,
is nice.
Steve.
There
Yeah,
you
everything pipes in all the time. The StreamYard makes it limiting. I gotta say, everyone being on StreamYard is limiting for me, but I don't
But
mind
it's easier for us. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind it if it's easier for everybody. Do it. This is one of the things I tell sound engineers that want to learn something from me for whatever damn reason, and be like, well, so what? I got a question about this or that. They do. It's a science. And so like I tell them, hey, whatever you can do to make sure whatever it is that you're trying to do works is what you do. And they always look baffled when because it's a non-answer answer.
And Sin says that no hate. Go ahead.
Just pointing that out, that pointing that it made you get out of the lazy boy and into a desk chair. Right. Yeah. I still can't reach everything though. There's knobs way back there. This thing's bigger than it looks.
That's because you're meant to stand up.
It's not a euphemism, as Selena would say.
That lazy boy looks so comfortable though.
Yeah, that red chair that I used to sit in when me and Doug would do stuff, man, that is the chair. That is the chair. I've had it since 2015. I bought it for $50. It was a reclaim.
So you would have bought it at Brookstone.
I've fixed it multiple times. The thing is just like you can just keep repairing it. So why would I get rid of it? That's like a $350 recliner. Pure. I can't afford a $350 recliner, much less a bonsoir, whatever y'all calling it.
Chad, have you seen my logo?
I like
Yeah, I
it.
do. I like it.
I
I was
like it
I just
too.
seen it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's
Clearwater
because
Julie.
I was being you for a
And your
moment
blue
today.
shirt.
Oh, nice.
Your blue
And then,
shirt
yeah,
and your red. I mean, you are so color coordinated. It is not
Oh
even
my gosh!
funny.
Yeah, even the same color.
Yep.
hmm
Nice.
And
This
Joe
is-
Joe only said that it should be água clara in Portuguese. And I just wanted, since we're talking, mentioned that I wanted to say that Denver Steve sent me a message in Portuguese, so I want to read it out loud. I want to say,
Please.
Okay.
Pelicanos
Let's hear it.
saboreiam tacos de chouriço no almoço. Yes, you know it. I don't know if he knows what he said, but there, I read it.
There were tacos in the middle of that.
Tacos and
There you
pelicans
go.
are good to eat. Something like that.
Well, I don't know
Pelicans.
but
And
tacos.
tacos.
I don't know
Tacos
which
are
word
made
he
out of
used
pelicans.
originally. No, that's a good guess though.
I'm trying.
Pelicans are made out of tacos. No,
Mm-mm.
pelicans savor. I don't know which word he used. Savor, taste. I don't know. Chorizo tacos for lunch.
Okay.
That was my next guess.
Chorizo. Oh, the C with the thing under is this sound. Okay.
It says an S, a sound. Yeah.
Yeah. We.
So yeah, there you go. Pelicans enjoy. Yeah, Joe knows it. Pelicans enjoy chorizo tacos for lunch.
Speaking of Denver Steve-O, I watched his long form interview with Mitch Brisker. A
Bitch
plus,
Brisker.
if you do ask me, if I do say so myself.
Bitch Brisker.
I like
that was
Mitch
great.
Brisker.
Brisker. Yeah. I always thought having a long form, chat with origin stories would be a good idea, and Steve-O really hit the nail on the head with that one. So, props to Denver Steve-O.
Yeah, Pete, we got to work on some of those projects for other people to steal our ideas.
Oh, me, Chad, and I, we got a couple. We got a couple in the pipeline. We're about to make this community laugh.
Yeah, It's going to be hopefully far-reaching.
Put it this
Really
way:
good.
we have
Nice.
uniforms, and we have characters.
Yep.
And Juliana, I think I gave you a preview of you know about this. I gave you a preview once. Yeah, we're gonna do
I
this.
think I know what you're talking about. It's been a while, but I
yeah.
think I know what you're talking about.
It's been too long, and we're
Gotta
gonna launch it.
That shit's so
Yeah.
much
you're
fun. Y'all are gonna have
Big
fun.
time.
It's
That's right.
fun.
Marcus saw it too last night. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't spoil anything.
We'll
But
put
it's fun
together our
playing
whole
characters.
storyline.
I've done a little bit of it myself. My father was a thespian. He didn't like being called an actor. He was a thespian, and he played two roles in his life. He played God, and I can't remember the other role that he played.
I played a character too. I played a character that I actually had a father.
Yes, Joe, we need to. This month is so busy. I'm a special guest at the Bastille Day celebration in Washington, and that's this coming weekend. Or no, that's not this coming weekend. This coming weekend is Crew de Boo in New Orleans, where the city goes nuts crazy. It's a carnival city. And I have a doctor's appointment with DCFS on a Saturday of all days. And then I got to bring Cynthia to the parade. So, in Ashley. And then the following week, I will be a special guest at the Bastille Day Memorial, which is not a Bastille Day celebration. It's a memorial for my ancestors that got their heads cut off. And so I'm and then in between that, I'm working on the record. Yeah, it's a memorial, not a celebration.
Glad you clarified that. Yeah.
I had to clarify it for myself. I'm like, why are we celebrating? But anyways, because my ancestors came over in 1600s, and it's like when I found that out, they're like, we're having a Bastille Day celebration. It's like, did we not want to be there, or did we want to be there? I can't. So, working on the record, working on the documentary, which is kind of stalled. Like I said, I got tons of stuff to edit. And then doing a semi-regular broadcast schedule where I do Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays I do my ding stuff, which is like it's deprogramming with all of the words except D-I-N-G, ding, whatever. It's something that I do. I did one this morning that was a little different about childhood, the effects of childhood domestic violence and intimate partner violence. And but then Thursdays I do KFUK Radio, which is just music. They have a license to not Diana Ross. I always say Diana Ross. I wish I had the rights to stream Diana Ross. Fiona Ross, Alexander Barnes Ross, otherwise known as Apostate Alex, his mother. Play a lot of her
Who is
stuff.
alive, by the way, if anybody got here late. He's fine.
He's fine. Alex is good.
That up for us. Thank you.
And we got a little side project that we're working on. It's a little bit teased on another stream. So, yes, Joe, I want to get with you and my buddy Colin Alluret. He's a classically trained musician, and talk and hang out and share some music and but if there's something specific you want to do, then just my email address is public on my page. Whenever is a good old Cajun for it. Yeah, actually, I'm more Creole than Cajun. We could talk about that. That would be something really interesting to talk about, because it is rarely talked about here, because it was used as a racial marker for a long time. From after the Civil War up until 1922, all the way up to the Civil Rights Movement and into the 60s and 70s with the Cajun Miracle that was written and published and distributed in Lafayette. So there's a ton of information, ton of stuff we could talk about.
Hey, Rev Girl, what do you got coming up on the pipe? I've been enjoying your videos. You got anything coming up soon? Anything you want to promote?
Well, I just keep trying to teach myself stuff.
Yeah.
The main thing that I want to promote right now is I would like people to go to my video that I made. I actually made 2 videos on how to do knowledge reports, and I encourage everyone, Scientologists, former Scientologists, never in, everybody, to write knowledge reports on the website for the and write about anything you want that's not okay. That's
which site? The RTC site?
Yes, RTC. Yeah, I go through.
That's a brilliant freaking idea, to be honest. Just to flood it with KRs, because apparently, were you in Scientology?
Oh yeah, she was.
Yeah, okay.
She was a volunteer minister, correct?
I apologize.
She was an actual minister.
There's so many
correct?
now. There's so many. It's great. So you were a VM.
No, she was an actual minister, I believe.
I was a minister.
You're a minister.
Yeah, she was an actual minister.
You got it right. Like, that regardless of how high it is, like reports coming in, people have to deal with the in the middle and the out, right?
Yes.
So if you flood that with things that will create conditions of doubt,
exactly.
You are on the money.
Well, an awful lot of never in Scientologists writing up the truth as they hear it on SPTV.
Yeah, encourage them to go write the KR.
I mean, we can write about literally anything. We could write about Xenu, and the person that opens up the email may not be OT3, and they may be hearing that for the first time and realize that,
and they may have had some access at some point to something that may have ended up in their session or their folder where they got corrected, right?
You know what blows me away is I can't believe they have cameras in the auditing room now.
Oh, yeah.
I never saw any camera. I built the whole mission from the ground up. No camera. Didn't see any cameras unless they were installed while we weren't there.
That's a mission,
the whole concept of putting cameras, I mean, even for trainees, is so unethical and so against the code. I can't believe they're doing that. And then, I mean, it's so obvious now that they're collecting information to use for blackmail and, control. And the fact they do that, I know when I was a counselor and auditor in Scientology, I wrote the notes, but I'll be damned, I was probably the only one that understood them.
Yeah, that's common in case CS folders, right? You were an auditor, a Scientology auditor, or Dynamic auditor? Both. Wow.
So you put together a video on how to actually construct a knowledge report? Is that what that is?
Yes, I did 2 tutorials, and one is better than the other. Because I'm learning, and I didn't realize that I stutter sometimes. I got RTC turned around with a little dyslexia in the first one, but the second one came out pretty good. And really, either one of them, you can, it walks you through how to write a knowledge report. And I do recommend that people not use their real contact information because you don't want to get inundated with Scientology junk. But
yeah, make a separate email.
Do it to any degree that you want. But if we flood that website and a lot of people are just real.
There's at least one knowledge report a day. There's at least one KR a day that's worth reporting.
Exactly. Every time you see something that the church is doing wrong or David Miscavige is doing wrong, we could write reports. For one thing, he has been busily changing LRH's tech. And the Keeping Scientology Working
reference that you read it before every single course, before even getting on the cans, you got to work for KSW.
Yes, exactly. So to have David Miscavige changing the tech, I mean, this is so obvious. We could all be writing that up. And then we could write up things like Rosemary's Story. We could write up about the kids at the cadet org. Anything that we have learned from SPTV or reading some of the books.
Right.
Make knowledge.
Yeah, no, that's armaments right there. That's the ammunition. Now, to get more people, I think it's a brilliant idea because we're targeting at the int level now, aren't we?
Yes, we're using their own format.
Yeah. Which is weird because that's how I got out. I used the doubt to get out.
Yeah.
I looked at the statistics of the organization I was pretending to be a part of and examined their all of their statistics, and I looked at it was Scientology. I'm like, I was watching Mike and Marty and all these people and Karen and Jerry. I'm like, this is not a good product. And in Scientology, the word product means like a happy person.
Yeah.
Well-adjusted, happy person.
Rev Girl, you seem like you have a wealth of knowledge about this.
She
about
totally
all
does.
these topics. I mean,
She totally does.
I'm
here to tell you.
Thus far, have you had any blowback? Have you had anyone from Scientology?
Any noisy investigation? Any trolls on your YouTube?
Well, not on my YouTube yet, knock on wood. But when I first started joining the chats, I was actually chatting under my real name. And all of a sudden, I haven't received any Scientology mail in quite a while.
Right.
They gave up on me. And then all of a sudden, I get someone from the organization that's closest to me, the Treasury, and they say that I owe a bunch of money. I don't owe them any money. Yeah. And so I contacted our Miss Goldie because, at the time she was kind of like the one, and talked it over with her and decided to have an alias. And I happened to have that photograph of me in my minister garb. And
that's your profile?
Yeah, that is me when I was in my minister garb back in the day when I, was doing the stuff. I married several couples. I welcomed babies. I did a funeral. And for a while, I was doing all the Sunday services.
Wow, look at that wall. Thank you.
And I was in the Sea Org for 9 months. That's about all I could take.
Good.
So for my limited knowledge on the minister, it's you were the go-to between disputes between couples, between arguments, things like that. Am I correct in saying that? Or what was your role as minister?
I got all the shit work.
all the shit work, huh?
Yeah. I was a field auditor. I didn't want to join staff again after my Sea Org stint.
Right.
So, but I really did enjoy Dianetic auditing in particular. So I tried to build my own field business. And the church would every so often get people in that, a lot of times they just didn't have enough money to buy everything that the church wanted to sell them. And so they would just kind of throw them to me. And I wasn't really supposed to be selling them counseling.
You seem too nice of a person to be able to be pushing that stuff on them.
But I did, basically end up helping them a lot. I kind of worked around some of the rules, and
yeah, if you have that agency to do so, like auditing, it doesn't have to be terrible as much as that might sound abrasive to someone's ears. It doesn't have to be what it is.
No, and when you're working on your own in the field and you don't have a case supervisor telling you what to do, you have a lot more freedom and you can actually do good.
Yeah.
Listen to them. I found a lot of times people just needed to be listened to, and many times they would just work through their problems with me listening. And I might do something like a havingness drill at the end, or I don't know what that is, but basically there's a lot of simpler processes in Scientology that, are kind of feel good stuff. And so you can do some of those. And another thing that I always had a problem with Scientology is it's just too expensive any way you look at it. And it was not realistic for average people to use it.
Speaking of that, I actually have some receipts. I'm going to grab them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I was in Scientology, I felt it was very overpriced. And now it's crazy.
Yeah. It's definitely not affordable for the common person.
I just wanted to go back just very quickly to the...
Sure.
Where was it? Because Witness said something here that I lost, which it says, there's a few things I'd like to let Scientology know as a citizen. They're allowing known SA offenders to continue to operate. So this was related to, of course, the knowledge report thing. And then she also said, I flashed the comment up here before, but you guys were talking, so I didn't read it. But Witness says the KR instruction report is so good. Rev Girl shows you how. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, that's really
she's
cool.
recommending it, and she said, "Yeah, go do it." I just wanted to.
That's some sort of inside baseball kind of stuff, Rev Girl. That's something that I'd really be interested into. So,
I wouldn't be surprised to see more auditors and stuff start talking to like auditors like you. I mean, there was a guy we stayed with in California, 2 blocks from Pac Base. His name is Robert. And he was an auditor, but he was kind of a jaded. He was like, I can't stand the way the church is now. Just let me do my auditing the way that I learned to do it. And I could see people like that popping up. It's my Rolodex stuff. Okay, so I have, this was what was this is my entire account. I have my pay stubs here too. This is funny. Pay stub. So this was initially when we moved out, $106.83.
Hold on, what year was this, Marcus?
I'm about to tell you date. 29 March 2003. Week ending date April 3rd, 2003. $106.83. And that was sort of what I would call like a honeymoon check because they get smaller and smaller. 64 February 2003, $64.34. March 2003, $64.61. March 2003, $37.
What was the amounts for? Sorry, I don't know if I missed this. What are these amounts?
Most of them, like the way you get money, like this one has item description. I need money, right? Gas for, so I write a CSW. This I get gas
as you're working there.
Gas for mission cycles, but that money is my money basically. They cut me the check, and I have gas that I can put the gas in the gas tank. But also need to eat. They don't account for any of that really. Like the gas, $64 would have filled up my car at that time or my van. So they give me the money for that, but to hell with what you're going to eat. I I need to scan all these in. This was a scam thing. Here it is. $16,000 date in 2003. 31st of July, $8,000. Invoice number 262, invoice number 583. 10th of September, $4,000. Invoice number 591, 11th of September, $2,000. And invoice number 21, October 9th, $2,000. This has the theta symbol on it that I use for my channel. You won't be able to see it, but if I'll scan them in.
Nice.
This was from Melrose, January 23rd, 2004. So 16 grand for a staff member who makes $37. Because I would, maybe every 2 weeks, as you get paid every 2 weeks, thereabouts.
So they know you can't afford it. I mean, what are they counting on you? How are they counting on you paying this back?
Good question, Pete. So you go and they have preferred loans, lenders, whatever, or they'll just apply pressure to, say, the American Federation of Musicians, Local 47, which I was a member of because I got registered that was part of my thing. That they were telling me, well, you can do music and do Scientology. I'm like, well, how? Y'all aren't, I'm working all the damn time. So while we were at Melrose, I had time and I got a CSW approved to go join the union. Well, the reason they let me join the union is because I have access to a credit union. So to which they have worked on and made hell any financial officer that's ever had to work there, because they'll get people who are Scientologists, who are musicians, to take out loans, and they put enormous pressure on them. And it worked. I got a refinance on my van, and I was able to pay not only the $16,000, but to fly my brother back out. Because we were in a position with a speculative little recording deal. But that, to give you an idea, that's small potatoes. What Rev Girl's saying, the amount of money.
Did you ever feel guilty charging these people? I mean, that you knew that they obviously couldn't afford it, or maybe thought that in the back of your head. Look, maybe I'm charging someone that I obviously know they can't afford these services, and feel bad in the back of your head.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't. I broke the rules. I bartered a lot. I didn't charge. I charged more on a sliding scale.
You're one of the good guys.
You had a heart,
don't
huh?
tell that, because I would have been thrown out immediately.
Yeah,
the heart, sure. You can't have a heart in that organization.
Yeah, I just didn't tell them. I just and see, at the time, this was before David Miscavige really took over. Things were a little goosier back then, especially of course, they called pretty much all of us in the field squirrels, and they accused us of a lot more than we really did. And part of the problem is because they would send people to us that they couldn't get results because they were trying to get blood out of a turnip.
Yeah.
And we would actually help them.
Results.
And then they would say that we had to be squirrels because, how else could we help them?
You weren't using the tech. You're using altruism.
So, but it isn't true. The only thing that I am really guilty of is being altruism, the financial parts of it, which, in my opinion, the whole financial aspect of Scientology was inflated and grossly overvalued. Overvalued.
Yep. Sure is. You can get the same on Medicaid therapy. Go to MDR. Get you some EMDR. It's very similar. It's so crazy. It took a long time for me to get comfortable with it.
And it's corrupted. And I worked in the mental health field, before I retired. And it's like you help a client for 15 minutes, and then you sit down and you write the Medicaid report for a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then your boss yells at you because, you weren't actually working all day. But if you don't do that Medicaid paperwork, you don't get paid. So
Right.
what do you, I mean, and I swear that's just the way this planet is. Everything is, you know, upside down, backwards, and what's white is black and black is white. And 1984 was yesterday, and today's, you know, I don't, you know, it's just awful. So I like being retired. I'll say that much.
Hell yeah.
What do you do now besides YouTube?
I've been concentrating on my health a lot.
Yeah, that's important.
First hit, my last job was I was a substitute teacher. So when the pandemic hit, I was completely out of everything. And I had to go on unemployment. Luckily, they provided it for me here in Oregon. But the first thing I had to do was put my health as a major priority. And almost immediately after the pandemic hit, I had to go on insulin. And before I knew it, I was taking insulin both at night and in the morning. And I was just getting sicker. And so I had to, the information that they gave me was just going to make me worse. So I had to research it out. And I ended up following the keto program, which strangely, the first one that I started watching was that Scientologist chiropractor guy. But he led to other ones that gave me better information. And he also led me to his son, who eventually led me to Aaron and the rest of SPTV. But
this is the chiropractor who was forcing Scientology on his staff, correct?
What?
This was the chiropractor guy who was forcing Scientology courses on his staff. I think Aaron spoke about it. Dr. Berg, yes, Dr. Berg, correct.
Yeah, what is his name? I don't want to get him mixed up with one of the better ones, and so
I thought it was Dr. Berg. No.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Right.
Leon's father.
Yeah, I ended up really liking Dr. Barry, who is an actual doctor, and he actually pushes carnivore diet, which I think probably works better for men than it does for women.
It works pretty good for me.
Yeah,
it actually does. I've had to focus on my health too. I'm not retired, but I've been having a disability claim for so long. It feels like it. Good job on making that a priority. But yeah,
So
the
now
carnivore works for me.
And what I have going on now is I have a lot of episodes of low glucose now. And so my doctor and I are working together with a dietitian, and we're modifying my diet and modifying my medications. And then I also have some stuff going on with my eyes right now. And I really need to get in and get some surgery done on my eyes because I have some serious stuff going on there. And I get really tired. My eyes get fatigued as the day goes on. And
Marcus?
That was a Tibetan singing bowl.
Oh,
that's cool.
I was sending some shit out in the universe for you, Rev Girl.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Some of this is, I think, kind of left over from the diabetes, or, I think I started to go down a path with my health. And although I've turned the corner from it getting worse, but now I'm having to deal with some of the repercussions.
Right.
And so I'm making my health my main priority. And then I thought about going back to work part-time, but nothing sounded like fun. And then when Aaron asked us to create more stations, that sounded fun to me.
Yeah.
So why not? I like to make video collages.
Yeah.
If all I ever do is make video collages, then, that's fine.
Yep.
And
it's your shit. That's the beauty of it. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Exactly.
Have you tried Scientology ordering?
I don't really,
Dude, if I'd have spit took on my board.
Don't.
Oh, that would have been epic.
Did any of that. But I was a teacher.
I lost my angle.
Doing tutorials like that, kind of second nature for me. So
Right.
I have no problems teaching other people how to use Scientology against itself. And I'd like to see the whole writing knowledge reports even become bigger. Like I kind of want to teach myself how to do TikTok and, you know, teach some people there how to do it. I'd also, I don't know if I want to particularly start the website, but I'd like to see a website where all of these knowledge reports can go so anybody can read it.
Oh God, it'd be so many.
Like a repository for
That's a
knowledge.
nice
It's
idea.
reports. That's a
potentially
great idea.
endless,
Great idea.
like as big as their case folders that they have on everybody else.
I was gonna write one on my dog the other day. It took a
Yeah.
duty on my floor.
That's out. That's
So
out
now I know the
everywhere, man.
format, and I'll write a
That's
KR
out
on my dog.
1D. It's hard to be out 1D, man.
And
Like,
Chad says, "Oh, sorry." And Chad says he's typing his on
the
his Smith Corona.
Yep.
Oh man, is that a
Levin
reference?
Smith
five
would
of those.
approve. I do have.
Uh,
I have 5 just back there. I have about 2 dozen of them.
Oh boy,
The best part of that sign is that you spell it wrong. Like
he always spells it wrong. That's why I say I
So
spell
wrong.
his name right when I say Smith Levin. When I say Levin Smith, I spell it with an E because that's just more fun. That's the Clearwater Chad's way.
I call him ASL.
ASL is American Sign Language, though. So
It
it's
is.
Oh.
confusing.
Which
It's
is
also
what Chad
age,
was
sex,
doing during the,
age,
the
sex,
werewolf game.
location.
That is true. Yeah, I am that old.
ASL.
Well, Rev Girl, you
Except
you
it was
certainly,
A/.
A
I'm
slash.
sorry.
A
Yeah, I was
slash.
gonna say, Rev Girl, you certainly need a
slash.
long form interview done by someone because I'm sure you have a crazy interesting story of how you got into Scientology, how you got out, what you took part of in Scientology. I mean, I personally would love to hear it.
Well, you can do an interview on me anytime, but
I may take you up on that.
and I think a lot of it got out on Marilyn's interview.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to watch that.
that's where I reveal that I got Scientology at 14, so I am a first generation, but I was pretty darn young when I entered and got myself brainwashed. So.
Well, I'm glad you're a
It's the
part of the
primacy
community.
effect.
You are definitely an
Guys.
interesting person for this.
I'm
Yes,
sorry,
Juliana.
I'm interrupt you up.
No.
It's just because I can't not keep up with this. With everything that's happening in chat. I think Joe posted this. I think this is a comment from her channel because, like Marcus, she streams on OBS, so we don't get to see the comments from there. I can see the comments from anybody who.
I'm actually not streaming, but
okay.
Joe is.
So,
I
but when
should
you
have
are,
been. Yeah.
you should have been. Yeah, shame on you. But when you are, you're streaming through OBS like Joe, so I don't get to see the comments there. So I think she posted a comment here because it says Evelyn Lee Barney. Chad, I noticed you did a pre-show. Is there a show tonight to pre? Aaron seems to have given up on Discord and I'm suffering from chair envy. So lots of things happening here.
Wow.
Chad, you're muted. And guys, please remember to mute yourselves when you're not speaking. Please,
Sure.
pretty please.
I do it because I was criticized on a stream a few nights ago.
Breathing.
Yep.
We can hear people breathing, and it's actually or other things that happen in the background sometimes, and it's distracting, and it's hard for me personally. I know other people too to pay attention, to understand what people are saying.
Y'all don't want to hear of 9mm get shot on the corner here? Happened last Friday.
So, Chad, no show tonight? Pre-show
No,
to no
but
show? What's the deal?
I don't think Levin Smith, we'll call him Levin for ease of reference. I don't think Levin's doing a show that I know of, but I think, didn't Mark say he was going to go on with Mike tonight a little bit? I could be wrong. It could be
I'm
a
not
7
sure.
or 8. Yeah.
For anybody who's new to Chad's pre-show, the reason why it's the pre-show is because there used to be the Monday Night Live. So it started with Aaron and Mark. It was Mondays with Mark Hadley, and then Mike joined. So then it was Mondays with Mike and Mark, and then they became the Three Amigos, and then Claire started to join, and then they started calling it SPTV Monday Night Live. I don't know.
I'm
and
not
then
pleased.
Chad,
Yeah.
Chad started doing the pre-show a couple hours before the show. So the show was always at 7 Clearwater time, of course. And that's how the pre-show started. So it's still sort of called the pre-show, even if there's no show. And sometimes there's different things happening. Hi, Sophia. Sometimes, but there's different things happening, like Chad said.
They Levin did religiously for almost a year. He went on at 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Now all of a sudden he doesn't come on. Next time I talk to Levin, I'm going to fix his wagon.
Maybe you should write a KR on him.
I will.
There you go. Rev Girl will teach you the format and everything.
Yeah,
Just make sure you do it on your typewriter.
I will, definitely.
If we're gonna write
On Telex.
SPT contributors, then we should probably have a separate website for that, and then just keep the one for the Scientology. I just think it might be a good way for us to direct some of our.
So I just want to say that was a joke. The one you're talking about is serious. So guys, two types of KR. The Chad write a KR on Smith Levin or Levin Smith. That's a joke.
We could do it as
Rev
a joke.
Girl has no, but Rev, I could definitely do it as a joke just for fun. But what Rev Girl's talking about is serious business, guys.
Yep.
Listen.
Her original idea is great.
The format for KRs is it's a nice way to write stuff too. It helps you format your thoughts and make sure that you have all of everything that's necessary down. So as a teacher, I feel strongly to teach people how to do KRs, because you can use them. Like, you could use them in your workplace and your employer would appreciate the fact that, it's thorough. And so many people, their writing skills aren't very good. So I encourage everyone to go and check out. And right now I'm leaving pretty much everything on my channel that I've ever made. But when I hit some more of these metrics, I'm going to start culling it out so that the stuff that I'm less than proud of goes away. And but like I said, the newest tutorial on the KRs is the best, and that one will stay. So
speaking of a nice format with the KRs, I've started signing off all my emails with ML. I don't know if anyone else does this, but
I started signing all my communication, text messages, everything, because I found like
ML.
ML is the coolest thing ever, and I refuse to let Hubbard use the cool things, the ones they invented or the ones he stole. Like I said, take that shit back. So I'm taking ML from Hubbard.
back.
Okay.
What is I must have missed a couple streams. What does ML stand for?
Yeah,
much love.
Much love.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because they sign all the internal communications. One of the things they do is the other. What's the other one? ARC.
Yeah.
They use to sign up. Yeah, but ARC doesn't mean anything in the real world. But much love is so
ML
good.
Is so great.
I love it.
Funny.
So is reading
my
definitions of
with
words
ML.
so you understand what you're reading.
Yeah. When I signed things in Scientology, I just did a triangle for ARC.
Yeah, me too. Well, we did the same thing. That's so weird.
That is actually cool, but not something that I'd like to take back. It's not back.
Yeah, I actually do sincerely.
Good call, Joni. Yeah, it's Joni.
That's Joni. Yeah, hi, Joni.
Joni.
I just said nerdy girls from. Now I see the picture. No, it's Joni.
Yeah.
I just sent my emails with a hastily scrawled triangle because thank you. I ain't got time to write ARC, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's ARC. The triangle represents ARC. So
now,
instead of writing
Marcus,
it out,
I have a question for you. You have Delta Gold Productions. I forget what it's
media.
But you have a Delta Media. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have an ARC
all
triangle there.
subconscious. Yeah.
Any relation or what?
Yeah. Brainwashing everybody.
Oh.
No, it's a media publishing company that sort of or kind of came about organically through the studio network that my friend Dale and I started in 2014. And we've been using VoIP comms like Discord and stuff since 2009. So like we're connected all over the place with people from gaming and from other networking sites. And we just have studios all over the world that sit in a Discord, kind of like you sit in a station in EVE Online waiting for a project or waiting for something to shoot at in Eve, but in the Octane sound disk where they're waiting for their voice actors, their writers, other audio engineers and stuff. They just sit around, wait for a project to pop up in the feed. And that grew over time. And then now there's just a bunch of stuff to publish. And then there's artists and stuff that I want to work with and produce records with here in New Orleans at the Maroney Studios. And work with other digital content creators. Pop Smurf.
Yeah,
That's
Chad,
Jay-
you heard of
Jay Leno
Smurf, or-
Is that the Jay Leno Smurf?
That is definitely a Jay Leno Smurf.
You can tell by that chin right there.
Guys, Rev Girl and Marcus, Witness has a question for both of you.
Shoot.
I can't read it.
Oh, I'll get it. Okay, so question mark, at Marcus and at Rev Girl. Do they being Scientology, have to follow up or investigate these KRs coming in? I'll answer yes, because one way or the other, the inbox, there's inflow, and there's this whole concept of flows in Scientology that you have to handle your flows. So that's my short answer.
Yeah, if we really flood them, it could become a problem for them, which is exactly why I want everybody to do it. In my day, well, I don't even know if you can equate anything to it because we didn't have the internet in my day. So I know that when the ethics officer received them, he had to deal with them, or she, whoever it was, they had to deal with everything that came in. They didn't necessarily do like if I wrote a knowledge report, 9 times out of 10, it would come back at me. Like, what did you do to pull that in, kind of thing, which was pretty much a standard answer on everything when it came to ethics. So my main purpose is to flood their website, and it would be wonderful if we flooded it so much that they took it down, because you would have a lot of people finding out, about Rosemary and about the cadet org and about forced abortions. And I mean, if we just threw all that stuff back in their face, I mean, it's got to have an impact.
Yeah, there's Sea Org members maintaining that stuff, and even if at this point, we're it's like saying to do it may preempt them say, oh shit, if they're going to do that, like if this particular bit of information got back to Int, then they might be like, okay, they're going to do this, so we need to outsource. But that's why it's important to do it probably now, sooner than later. If there's a function for the knowledge report, go watch our video, figure out how to do it, because we've talked about it now. And this is actually, I would say that this is one of those things that that Mike talks about, that there are things that you got to hide from management in terminals, but you have to show them something. But if they find out that you didn't show them something, and then it becomes a flap, then your head is really on a stake. So this might be one of those things that they can't avoid, and they have to make aware. So the more knowledge reports that can happen, the faster, the better, because then Sea Org terminals, people, they're not considered people, right? But those people would be maintaining some of the web infrastructure, at least to my knowledge, in some degree, on some level, or have at least one terminal that deals with the people that do.
If we do it all on the RTC site, number one, the main thing I'd like to see happen is everybody practice doing it on the RTC site. And then the next step is find the emails to all of the different orgs. And then if you live in Tallahassee and there's a Tallahassee Ideal org, start syndicate knowledge reports to them, find their email, or I don't recommend anybody buy a bunch of postage stamps and do it, but write them up and, shove them under the door.
I should drop them off when I'm on my way. The Oregon Baton Rouge is on my way home, so or on my way to see my kids. So, yeah, I could just totally. Anytime I drive by there, there's no one there,
Exactly.
and I could just slide it under the door.
Yeah,
That's
and
hilarious too.
Your staff member sitting there might read that KR, and you could write in the KR that you learned this information at such and such website, Aaron's or something, and then just let them. And that Scientologist sitting all alone in that building trying to man that whole staff by themselves can read that, and maybe the website, maybe it'll help them get out. Maybe they'll find out about the aftermath. And
B. Barron says sounds illegal, like conspiracy to harass Scientology or something. I wouldn't be involved in that if I were you guys.
it's
B.
not
Barron. Good
it's
to
not
see you. Sorry, just wanted to say that. Go back to your talk.
be writing the knowledge that you learned and from your viewpoint and sending it to them.
But I do see the point about the harassment, though. It'd be like, I could see how they would have an angle to go after somebody for harassment, and they are
I don't know.
super petty, litigious. So, okay.
Well,
all right.
and this is why you want to use a false name or
An alias.
contact information.
Yeah.
So I wrote one and I said it was from Elvis Presley and the address was Graceland. And I just made up an email and I sent that. And he was basically that particular KR. I sent, here I am telling everybody about it.
Now we know you're Elvis Presley.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't disclose any more information.
But my point is you can
right
use
now.
anything that will pass their metrics on their website. So you don't have to use your own name. You don't have to use your own contact information. Or you could. I mean, if enough people, especially non-Scientologists that have never been in, if they wanted to use it, it could get overwhelming. And see, the thing is, eventually they're going to realize that they have been creating some seriously bad PR, and maybe they will change it. I mean, we already have made some change with them, or at least they say they're changing. They say there's no fair game, but there still is. But if we just keep letting them know that, this is unacceptable in our society, and we just keep telling them, eventually it's got to have some kind of impact.
Obviously, using an alias, you're not getting any sort of response. I mean, would you ever use an address where you could get a response to it, and are you looking for any sort of response from them, or what would be the end goal there, or just to see
the end goal
change?
is to help wake up Scientologists, real Scientologists. That's to help them wake up and see what their organization is and is not. And right now, there's a lot of delusion going around, and there's a lot of false reporting. For instance, in my opinion, David Miscavige does an awful lot of false reporting on his own statistics. He gets up in front of big audiences and he talks about how Scientology is expanding, and we know that it's contracting. And so he's falsely supporting his statistics. And for some reason, he gets paid more than anyone. And do all of the Sea Org members and all the staff members know that he's wearing $400 shirts and, overpriced everything's and paying himself ridiculously well? I mean, if we question it, maybe they'll question it, and then maybe they'll take charge.
Right. You made a good point. And through the SPT videos I've seen, it's apparent how they get these statistics. For example, if volunteer ministers go to a country and then they tend to partner with the Red Cross, and these 14 volunteer ministers go to a country who just had a natural disaster, they end up partnering with the Red Cross. Next thing you know, the count is 10,000 people because they've partnered with the Red Cross. So now the 14 Scientologists who have had out there has turned into 10,014
That's correct.
people who have
Yes.
helped during this natural disaster. And
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think the general Scientology public have no idea really how these numbers are gathered, and it's overinflated on just how many public Scientologists or even staff members there are. So yeah, waking people up with these KRs and having a repository to do so, I think that's a really great idea, Rev Girl. So I just wanted to tell you that.
And it could cause, if enough people get on board and start doing this. And another thing is, those of us that are listening to SPTV and we're hearing these horrifying stories, for instance, like Liz Ferris's story and her dad, it gives us a way to direct our anger. We, instead of writing in your journal about how you feel about that, write it down in a KR and send it, and let them know that you, as just a person out in the world, are appalled that Liz is not able to have family visits with her dad, and she hasn't heard with her own ears her dad say that he doesn't want to see her. And until she hears it with her own ears from his mouth, it's just wrong at this point in time, because how is she going to know that what they're telling her is true or not? And she has every reason to believe that they're lying to her. So, and then just the more noise we make, the better, period.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the police will actually start taking some of this serious if enough people write up stuff. I mean, what's to stop us from taking that KR that we wrote online and sending it to, like, the letters to the editor in a newspaper? Nothing at all.
I like what you say, Rev Girl, when you say that you want to teach people to use Scientologist tactics against themselves.
Yep.
I like that, because it's not only, I don't know if it's gonna really make a difference or anything, but I like the idea of you're taking what you'll learn from them and trying to make a difference out here and helping, and I don't know, I just like the way you put it, and I like the idea very much.
Yeah.
Kind of turn, like Cindy says, kind of turn fair game on them. Like I said, a noisy something, I see B. Barron's point that, maybe it could be construed as harassment, but I like what you said, that use a fake name, just try to just making the noise like they do. I think I usually don't like the idea of an eye for an eye as a general rule, but this is not even close to an eye for an eye, because this is what we're talking about doing here is like so harmless compared to everything we know they do, and they have done it. They have been doing it, that you guys, you Marcus, that you Rep Girl have personally experienced, So I think this is just a false symmetry there, in my opinion.
I'd say that all of it is delusional. I wasn't around in the early 60s, late 70s like Tom and Kathy were. The Riverside days where it was all, happy days in Scientology and everyone getting paid, and I'm serious. Like they were getting paid. Benton, the owner of the Riverside Mission, started it as a business, and they were licensing the tech. But then it was a problem because they were making too much money, and what they ended up doing was cannibalizing, using Tom and Kathy Steiner's help and Jim Hamry, cannibalizing, taking all of Benton's property, all of that stuff, and in favor of the new brand of what would be, post hippie Scientology, I guess.
Yeah,
And
the hippie Scientology actually
it's probably pretty cool. I mean, I get that,
that was working to some degree. And but when David Miscavige took over, he cannibalized everything that was working. He took the attention off of producing producing clears, basically. I mean, L. Ron Hubbard's intention was always to push the training, push the technology. That's the important stat. And David Miscavige refocused it to money, money, money. And it's unethical the way it's practiced now. And
I just have to say it was unethical the way it was practiced then too. It's just, you may not have been aware of what all was going on, you know?
yes, I agree mostly. I still say that if you practiced it with a heart, your intention was good, there were good things about it. Now, I do realize that it was heavy on the hypnotism, and we were told just the opposite, that it was not his hypnotism.
I was waking you up.
Yes. So, we were told different than what, is now being uncovered. But anyone who goes in with a heart to really help someone can help. It can be done. I did it. I actually helped people. I know I did.
Sure.
I didn't do harmful things. And I had people, I did a funeral for a 18-year-old boy that hung himself, and I took care of that family afterwards. And I was just as much a minister to that family as any minister that you can imagine. And I helped them. And I helped them.
Cynthia's got a great question here.
Sin has a good question. And then I think I don't want to speak for Chad, but since I started the show as Chad, I think we should start moving towards wrapping up here.
Yep, I agree. Chad agrees.
After this comment.
Yeah.
Just so we can all plug our channels and all of that.
She says, has anyone put this idea to the OGs, especially Mike? Get their thoughts on whether this would have any effect. I think that's a good suggestion, Mike, because OSA and whatnot it'd be going to an int terminal. He was an int terminal.
Also, I think Rev Girl would have some insight on where this information would actually end up. So, Rev Girl, you could speak on that, I believe.
Well, my information is pretty old, so
it could be dated.
So asking somebody more like Mark Headley or Claire Headley or somebody else that has
Mike Prinder, I thought.
Yeah,
might be a good idea too. But
you know what?
You would have to monitor all of that.
It's kind of, they were executives. They were higher up in the organization. I was lower, and I'm kind of speaking more from like a grassroots union kind of viewpoint. So, I mean, when I say let's unionize the Sea Org, yes, it's a joke, but no, it's not. Let's fucking unionize them because they're treated terrible. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly like the Teamster Union. But we need to have dialogue. And also, I seriously think they need to ditch David Miscavige, and then they need, as a group, to decide how they're going to govern themselves. And I would recommend that they do a full amnesty for every former Scientologist. And in my opinion, they could use their property and resources to actually help people in their neighborhoods. Make soup kitchens, be a liaison office for social services, maybe make homeless shelters, minimally take care of their own, the Sea Org members that are aging out. For Christ's sakes, make some nice nursing homes for them or something. I mean, they have a lot of money and a lot of resources. Now, granted, some of that was mine from way back when, but it's not that much. But, they need a reformation. They need to rebuild themselves, rebrand themselves, take out the crazy, put in the stuff that does kind of actually work. And there is stuff in Scientology that does work. It's just, yes, the majority of it doesn't.
Personally, I feel like I've heard Reformation since I started reading about all this stuff, and Friends of LRH and all that. This website started years ago. I shudder at the idea but I also realize that it may be the only way because of the tax exempt option and the ability to remove, or the difficulty in removing that right from this organization. If you can't remove that right and stop the abuses and the human trafficking and all the terrible things that we hear about, which are occurring constantly, if you can't remove the tax exempt and state sponsorship of this, then perhaps reformation, well, not perhaps, reformation would be preferable, but
Well, what else are you gonna do?
removal would be the preference. Just
You're
make
gonna
it
just
stop.
let a handful of people steal all the money?
Hmm?
Because there's a lot of money in the Church of Scientology.
I don't care about the money.
Huh?
I don't care about the money.
Well, I do.
Well, they sure as hell do claim to be for the public good, and we know that that's sort of lacking in that area.
Yeah, you make great point about, like, using the money to do things like what Pete's talking about.
Well, as Juliana said, it is getting late here. It is. We are going on 2 hours. We should finish this conversation at another time.
Even if there's
Rev
no
Girl,
show, Chad's been trying to keep with the same format.
I love
with,
the pre-show to the no-show. That's so
Yeah.
to the no
hilarious.
show. Chad was
Yeah.
the no show.
Anyway,
There's
the
no
no-show.
show.
That's so
before
meta.
we do sign off, I just want to say, Rev Girl, it was a pleasure
So
to hear and meet from you.
Yes.
Meet you and hear from you. I've seen you in chats before. I've watched a little of your channel. It was really a pleasure to hear what you had to say, everything. And yeah, it was really great to hear your insight as a and don't take this the wrong way, but an elder Scientologist who's been from, who's been there from for a long time and knows the ins and outs and how it was, and you know what I'm saying. Oh, now I feel bad. Don't laugh, Juliana. But you know what I'm saying. You have a lot of knowledge. You dropped a lot of knowledge, and
decades of
like I
perspective.
said, yeah, your perspective is admirable and it's great. And
It is.
I
It's
wish
also,
I do want to hear a lot more of it. So thank you for really educating us.
it's a
today
bit
here.
soothing too, for me, because I knew a lot of Scientologists that were like, really sweet, motherly, let's call them
Shut up, Steve.
Thetans or whatever you want to say in Scientology, right? Like just loving beings. And you sort of, I felt that. So it's been a pleasure meeting and talking with you.
We're not all that bad, really.
Oh boy.
Guys, I'm already putting your channels here, but let's plug them in. Mark, as you go, plug your channel.
Okay.
seconds,
I
51,
do. Oh no. Boom, 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 boom. There's
that
my
one?
channels. Okay.
Okay,
Then
no,
I'm not gonna
you
give
can have
anyone oh no.
Xenu,
Oh
Xenu.
no,
Ah!
no.
No, okay. I just put the in theta one here, but
That's
you can.
fine. They can
you
get them
mention
all
the other
from there.
ones. Okay.
All
So
my
that's
channels are
your-
listed
Very
on
good.
that page.
That's your Scientology related one, though, right?
Yep. In theta is. Yep.
Okay, so I'm putting this one here since it's SPTV, but yeah, you should check all the others.
Grazie.
Rev Girl.
Rev Girl 9. And that's what I've done so far.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about that. I just wanted to. Pete.
It's at Jensen Pete on YouTube, and we have a show with me and Michelle Carpenter and myself. It's called Subject to Change. We're trying to do it every Thursday, but as the name states, it's subject to change. So thank you for having us, or thank you for having me.
And I am a Scientologist, not yet discussing much Scientology, but studying on live streams. If you have something that you want to do with your time, you need to get yourself organized. I'm trying to do 3 times a week. Sometimes I can't, but you can. I have with Chad and Steve-O and Mark Turry and Joe DeSeppo. At the moment, this is the group, but Marilyn was there before,
Saturdays, right?
and people come in and out. Yeah, every Saturday we have the Nerdy Bunch on Saturdays on all of our channels, so you can check that out too. And the Godfather himself.
The Meta Father.
Yeah, so my
Father of
channel's
Meta.
Clearwater Chad, And on my channel is a special guest. Marty comes on and talks about his campaign running for city councilman. He's got a new gas tax. It's only $1 a gallon. And we also have Griff Killzone that comes on. You know, he's got his 10X program. We also do waterfalls and a lot of other interesting stuff on Clearwater Chad's channel.
Hell yeah. My favorite channel.
Thanks.
I know you're right. I know you did it. All right. So since I started, but Chad, you can do the honors.
All right. Anyone else have anything to say?
No, it's been interesting.
Much
right.
love. Much love.
Much love.
Much
guys.
love,
Thanks a lot.
ML.
It was
ML.
great.
Live long and prosper.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.